What's up, people? Today we're going to show you some differences between the Blackvue DR900S2 channel, Blackvue's 4K dash cam, and their new and latest 750 channel LTE. First of all, let's just do a size comparison. I want to show you what they look like side by side. Okay, you can see that the 750 LTE is a lot larger. Okay, this is the 900S, this is the new 750. Now, a couple of key features. If you looked on the 900S and the cameras before, you see some holes there for venting, for heat dissipation and cooling on either side. You'll notice on this dash cam, they're everywhere. There is a lot of cooling space on this camera. The next biggest feature that you're going to want to see is that it comes with a SIM card opener for a reason. Okay, so there is a SIM card tray right there. You see it? All right. This camera replaces one of their previous cameras and a portable Wi-Fi hotspot device. Now, you can still use a portable Wi-Fi hotspot device with your 752 channel, but you don't have to anymore. I'm going to show you what you can do. So I'm an AT&T user. This is a Netgear. I've had it around a long time. I've had it around so long that this is the SIM card that was in it. Look how big that is. See how big the SIM card is? In order for you to make this camera your portable Wi-Fi hotspot, okay, what you're going to need to do is you're going to go to AT&T or check your local area, your country, whatever carrier you're using, see if it's compatible. You can't use this card. All right, you're going to have to get one of these. It's a micro SIM. Let's see the difference. Look, or excuse me, nano SIM. I almost said micro. All right, so you need a nano SIM. All right, so what I did was I went to AT&T and I told them, hey, I have this Netgear on my account. It's a pay-as-you-go. It's 5 gigs a month, plenty of gigs for what I use it for, and I need a nano SIM so I can take that SIM card and put it in my dash cam and replace this need for a hotspot. So after some initial confusion at AT&T, I explained to the girl what was going on, and she gave me a nano card assigned to this hotspot. Okay. The next thing I did was I opened up my 750 box. I got my little SIM card tray opener. You see a little pin, and I popped that tray out right there, and I put the SIM card in, closed it back up. We were good to go. Now, you do not need to have a SIM card in this camera for it to work. All right, there's a couple other things that I noticed testing this camera this week. Plain and simple, right off the bat, you're going to notice the size and the amount of breathability it has. It doesn't cut off in the heat anymore. With this camera, whenever this got really hot, like over 120 degrees in the car, or when it got up over 100, this would shut down. I would constantly get message saying, dash cam is shutting down because it needs to cool down. It's overheating. I have yet to have this happen with this one, and we've had a couple of 97, 98 days, so the interior temp, I'm gonna have to see on a hot day, use my thermal reader and see what it says, but this is not cut off. That alone is worth the purchase, okay? So if you have a 900S and you're like, ah, man, I just bought the 900S, this is absolutely worth changing to. Now, this is 4K, this is 1080p. You're thinking, well, I want that extra resolution. Okay, that's a good trade-off, but this has the Sony Starvis sensor in it, so it has better night capabilities than your 900S. The 750 renders colors about the same, I've noticed. I'm going to have some side-by-side comparisons here in a second, some videos, but for the sheer fact that, one, this camera gets rid of my hotspot, I don't need it, I can just put the SIM card in here, and two, it doesn't shut off when it's really hot so far. That to me is a winner. That's a plus. Now, a couple of things I want to mention. In the corner of your screen, you're going to see a screenshot from the app. So inside your settings, there are 3 slots for you to store a Wi-Fi hotspot. So I have my home network. I have 2 channels. I have my two channels from my home network, and I have this SIM card in here. All right, that's it. Now what I did was, there's a little box that you can check, as you can see here. There's a little box that says garage. Check that box for your home network. So what will happen is, when you pull up to your house, your car or your dash cam it'll trump the SIM card. If you want your home network to provide you with the data while it's in parking mode, when it's parked at your house, you want to check the garage box. I notice whenever I come home, it immediately goes off of the inside SIM card right to my home network, because I have that little garage box checked. You're going to want to make sure you do that. Other than that, I've had nothing but excellent things to say about this camera. Absolutely love it. The build quality, it's heavy. It's, you know, it's very well, it's durable, it's very well built. Just like all their other cameras, this is an amazing camera right here. I use this, I've had a 900S in my car for over 2 years. This is a replacement unit, because after 2 years, my other device had an issue. Blackvue replaced it immediately for me. This camera was a workhorse, and the weight difference, this is a lot lighter than this one. Another thing I want to point out that is really cool is, if you look at the cable holes, right? They're compatible. So if you're an existing Blackvue user and you already have your camera wired, you can use the cables with this. Now, another thing I want to point out, this is the camera that came with the 750 2-channel, okay? I didn't swap out my 900S rear camera because they're the same. These are it's just 1080p, okay? I did not swap them out. Same camera in the back. For the 900S, I did not take the time to swap it out. I felt that was pointless. Super easy to wire. It took me 5 minutes to wire. The same thing you did with your other camera. So if you only pay for one camera, you want to go into your app. You're going to want to delete or unregister the camera you have, and then it's going to point, kind of like a tutorial. There's going to be a little arrow that points to the top right hand corner. There's going to be a little plus, add camera. All you got to do, right, when you go to click add camera on your app, it's going to open up a little window. You're going to point that window right on top of the QR code, and it's going to register your camera. You can rename it if you like. I mean, I didn't rename this one, but it's going to point right to the plus. You add it, you scan that, and it's registered. And then fill in all the others, you know, your Wi-Fi, all your other information, and you're good to go. Make sure you put your time and everything in. The one thing that is different, this is the base for the 900S. I'll have to show you a picture here in the corner of your screen, but compared to this one, the 750 is not compatible, because the 750 2-channel LTE front-facing base, or if you want to call it, holder, is a lot bigger. And I'll have a picture side by side. So here's me holding this, next to me holding the other one, or picture of it. That's it right there in the corner, right? All right, cool. So a couple of people have already asked me today. I was at a car show. They said, do you recommend it? I just bought this one, but what do you recommend? And I said, I absolutely recommend this for the Sony Starvis. Do you need 4K? Absolutely not. In my opinion, you don't need it, because incidents that are going to happen, you'll have enough resolution in 1080 to do it. 60 frames per second up front, 30 in the rear. The Sony Starvis is 1 plus. The second plus is having the SIM card tray built in. And the third is that with all this venting, with all those holes, it has yet to shut down on me in high heat. So those are the three things, three new pros versus zero, literally no cons. There are no cons to this camera that I've discovered yet. Again, you don't have to upgrade. The 900S to 750S 2-channel and all the other dash cams from Blackvue are quality. I just really love this new one. Honest to God, this is my new favorite thing. So I'm going to put it back in its slot here. I'll take a picture of it, show you how I have it mounted. If you have any questions for me, if you have any trouble getting it set up, hit me up. Do me a favor, send me a direct message on Instagram. I'll respond to you faster. I can send you pictures or whatever, walk you through it. A guy at this car show we were at today in New York, he had some questions about his Blackvue. I helped him out, and I told him, here's my phone number. If you have any questions, call me, and I'll help him out even more. So I got to put this camera back in. If you have any questions yourself, shoot me a message below, or go to Instagram at East Coast Sheep SRT and send me a DM, because I always get those messages. But yeah, that's my little video. Now, before we go, I always say hit that like button, hit the little bell notification next to it, and down here, click subscribe. But at the end of this video, stick around. I'm going to show you some side-by-side stills and some side-by-side videos from the 900S versus the 750 2-channel LT. That's all I got. I'm out. What a dickhead.